Hello everybody, happy Wednesday. So I'm back with our next English lesson about the sound collector. So today we are going to innovate the sound collector poem. Can you remember what the word innovate means? Innovate means to change something. So we are going to change some parts of the poem to make it our own. Just like when we innovate our story maps, we change the story to make them our own. We changed Goldilocks to A Boy Called Tom. We're going to be changing some parts of the sound collector poem to make it our own. So in this poem, as in lots of poems, but not all poems, some of the words rhyme to help make it flow. So in each verse, so a verse is each part of the poem. So this is one verse, this is one verse, and this is one verse. There is a pair of rhyming words. And the rhymes just make the poem flow nicely and sound nice when you read it. So we're going to have a look at this verse together and spot the rhyming words. Can you remember what it means if words rhyme? If words rhyme, it means they have the same sound, so they sound similar when you say them. So we want to find which words rhyme, and it is going to be two of the words on the end of our poem. So if we look at the word kettle, does kettle rhyme with lock? Kettle, lock. No. Does kettle rhyme with kitten? Kettle, kitten. Kettle, kitten. No. Does kettle rhyme with clock? Kettle, clock. Kettle, clock. No, so kettle is not one of our rhyming words. Let's have a look at lock. Does lock rhyme with kitten? Lock, kitten. They don't sound the same. What about lock and clock? Lock, clock, lock, clock. Yes, they do. Those two rhyme, so they are our rhyming words in this verse. So I'm going to highlight those. What I would like you to do is, if you've got a piece of paper, can you write down the pairs of rhyming words in these two verses? So pause the video now and write down the two words that rhyme in each verse. Okay, so I am going to show you which words rhyme, and I hope these are the words you've got written down. So in the first verse, we've got flakes and makes. Flakes, makes. And in the second verse, we've got grill and fill. So they are our rhyming words in those two verses. So, let me just move this up a bit. So we are going to innovate some verses, but we are going to keep the rhyming words the same. So the words I've highlighted in orange are going to stay the same, but it's the other lines that we are going to change. So our poem will still have that nice flow, but it will still have our own touch to it. So if we look at the first verse together, we have got the whistling of the kettle, the turning of the lock, the purring of the kitten, the ticking of the clock. But I have crossed out some of those words because they are the words that I want to change. So I want to have the of the So I need to think of something that I can put to here to change it to. So I am going to have a little think. Okay, I'm going to change kettle to the word fire. So I'm going to put that above it there. What noise does a fire make? I think fire makes a crackling noise. So now for my first line of that verse, I've got the crackling of the fire. So the crackling of the fire, the turning of the lock, the of the ticking of the clock. So I don't need to do anything with this line. That is staying as it is because that is one of our rhyming lines. But I do need to change this one. So I think I'm going to change the word kitten to pan, like saucepan. And what noise does my saucepan usually make? Well, sometimes if I'm boiling pasta, put water in it. And so I could put the boiling. Actually, I think I can make that better. I'm going to put bubbling. So now I've got a whole new verse that I have rewritten, I've innovated. So the crackling of the fire, the turning of the lock, the bubbling of the pan, the ticking of the clock. So on the home learning page, there is a sheet for you to print out that has got the correct words crossed out, ready for you to write your own lines to innovate your poem, ready for tomorrow where we will be writing it up in neat. So I hope you enjoy and I can't wait to hear your poems.